Welcome to another product spotlight. I'm John, and today we're looking at a Grit and Grime series authentically weathered car by MicroTrains. And this is what MicroTrains does in HO scale. If you've been paying attention to the channel here, you know we did a factory tour at the MicroTrains factory in Talent, Oregon in 2024. And this was one of the things we got to see at that tour. And what they've done is they take photographs of actual cars out in the wild, if you will, and then their pad printing is basically the picture of the car. So they pad print that onto the side of the car, just like a regular paint job, and this is what it turns out like. I think it's a really ingenious way of giving people a very authentically weathered car. Now, of course, they do other things to it, like adding dull coat and things like that. But what you're left with after you build the kit out of the box is something that looks like this. So these models are listed on the MicroTrains website for an MSRP of $49.95. If you shop around, you can probably find them for less. So your best bet is to go to MicroTrains website, see which Grit and Grime series models they're offering, and then shop around for the best price. So in order to do this right, you need to back up for just a minute and let me show you what comes in the box in kit form, because that's how these come. We have the shell, or the body if you will, got a bunch of parts over here including hatch detail, one of the ends is over there, brake wheel detail. Down here we have the bottom of the model, plus the discharge gate detail. There's the other side, coupler box covers, and then the trucks are up here in the plastic bag, and it comes with the instructions. So what does that mean? That means you get to actually build something, and we're going to have a video sometime in the near future of one of us building this model. But I wanted to make sure you understand this comes as a kit in the box. It does not come as an assembled model. So looking at the side of the model, you can see that the pad print is really good. It shows sort of a level of detail that you can get nowadays from pad printing, just in the sense that it looks like a layered, weathered model that someone has spent a lot of time doing by hand. And something else I'll point out on this is it has the conspicuity stripes, those little yellow markers down at the bottom. And those were required by the FRA sometime in the 90s. So I expect that you could run this on probably most modern era or late 90s to early 2000s layouts, and it would look right at home. Here's a look at the brake end of this model. You can see it has a separately applied brake wheel, which I was showing you in the kit. And then, of course, it's a body-mounted knuckle coupler as well. And something else that I want to point out, because it's pretty cool, is that the ends of this car is also weathered. You can see that it has some discoloration. Here's a look at the other side of the car, and you can see that the weathering is different. The deterioration of the paint and the rust and everything is in different places. So it's pretty realistic when you think about how they've done this. It's not just a carbon copy of the other side. And it looks really good. I mean, imagine this is something that we pull straight out of the box. And looking at it, to me, looks like it would have taken a modeler a long time to make it look like this. And they would have had to be really good at what they do because it's so realistic. Here's a look at the A end of the car, again, with extra discoloration in there. You can see it. It's kind of a dirty, grimy look. Now we'll look at the top of the model. As you can see, it's also really weathered, and I can say with full confidence that these are separately applied hatches. And I know that because in the kit form, they're separate pieces. So one other thing I'd like to point out is that the walkway is also rusted. And I don't know the answer to this question, so maybe someone from MicroTrains could come on and let us know. Is this rust discoloration on the walkway done with an airbrush, or is that also a pad print? I'd be very interested to know the answer to that. And finally, here's a look at the bottom of the model. It shows you that this is actually a model by AccuRail. And so MicroTrains actually has partnered with AccuRail to do these models. And it's an interesting coincidence. A lot of the models that MicroTrains does in N scale have also been done, meaning the same prototype model, in HO scale by AccuRail. So while we're looking at the bottom, I do want to point out that these are in fact body-mounted knuckle couplers. The model weighs 2.9 ounces. According to my cheat sheet, the NMRA recommended weight for a car of this length is about 3.5 ounces, so it's a little underweight with the weight that it comes with. That's easy enough to fix by adding some weight when you assemble the kit. I think what MicroTrains has done with this Grit and Grime series is a really interesting way, and really an ingenious way, to offer model railroaders a product that looks ultra realistic straight out of the box, because all of that weathering comes from photographs. No one can look at it and go, oh, that doesn't look right. It was exactly what the prototype looks like, and they just pad printed on the side. Something else I should mention is that this Grit and Grime series is also available from MicroTrains in N scale. So great job, MicroTrains. I'm looking forward to seeing more of these models as they come out. See you next time.